Today is December 8th, 2025, and this is our regular session. It is 6 o'clock. We will now start the meeting. I call this meeting to order, and for the Pledge of Allegiance, I think we'll have Mr. Larry Moore lead us.
Everybody stand, please. Everybody ready? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We will now move on to the adoption of the agenda. Do I hear any changes to the agenda or amendments?
Yes, on new business on Part B, I'd like to change the SIA budget to the SIA grant budget agreement.
Are there any other changes or amendments to the agenda? Hearing none, we will adopt the agenda as amended. Next item on our agenda are commendations. Let's begin with the online.
Yes. All right, we have a 8th grader that for this month. This isn't it. I gotta get out of this, but
can't.
Hit escape on that.
there we go. Her name is Olivia Forbes from Grants Pass area actually, and got to know the family this month. And Olivia is an outstanding, got perfect attendance this year as well. And I will go ahead and play this video for you.
Congratulations to our Student of the Month at this virtual school. We are celebrating Olivia Forbes. Olivia has shown tremendous success in her first year with this virtual school. As an energetic and active student, she has been thriving in all areas. At this virtual school, Olivia has the flexibility to balance academics with her many interests and creative pursuits. Olivia is deeply involved in a variety of activities, playing on her basketball team, participating in her youth group, worship band, and swimming, all of which showcase her dedication, teamwork, and enthusiasm. Good job, Olivia. Despite her busy schedule, Olivia has demonstrated impressive self-discipline and responsibility. She consistently completes her assignments on time and approaches her learning with curiosity and excitement. Her strong work ethic and genuine love for learning has made NISA Virtual School an excellent fit for her and the family. Olivia's positive attitude, commitment to growth, and ability to balance school with her passions make her a standout student at NISA Virtual School. Olivia, keep up the amazing work, and we are proud to recognize you as our Student of the Month. We are NISA Strong.
Also, next year the NISA Virtual School is going. We're adding 9th grade. We're adding high school, and the family is planning on joining us for the high school program as well.
Thank you. We will now move on to the elementary school.
Right. We have some excellent students to talk about tonight, and
So we're going to have Fenrix come up. And it says, Fenrix consistently demonstrates what it means to be a leader and a role model in our classroom. He is hardworking and always gives his best effect, I think it's supposed to be effort, in everything that he does. Whether it's tackling a challenging assignment or helping a classmate, Fenrix approaches every task with a positive attitude and a kind heart. He is always polite and respectful to both teachers and peers, setting an excellent example for others to follow. Fenrix makes thoughtful choices and can always be counted on to do the right thing, even when no one is watching. Our class is a better place because of Fenrix's kindness, responsibility, and dedication to learning. And that was from Mrs. Cutterback. And then Mr. Tracy says, Fenrix is one of the leaders in PE class. He is very helpful when I need some extra help. He is always willing to go with any group I ask him to go with. He works well with whomever I put him with. He is pretty fast, too. Congratulations, Fenrix, on being Student of the Month. Well deserved.
And I think it runs in the family, so Odin, his older brother, would you come forward too? So Odin, a few things we'd like to share about you. This is from Mrs. Lewis. I have the pleasure of teaching Odin in the 3rd grade and continue to work with him in robotics. During this time, I have been able to witness how Odin is truly amazing for our school. Odin is a curious and thoughtful student who comes to school each day ready to learn. His positive attitude helps the whole class stay focused and excited about learning. Odin is also a very kind and caring friend. He is always willing to help his classmates or teammates, whether it's explaining directions, sharing materials, or offering some encouraging words. His gentle personality makes others feel welcome and included. For all of these reasons, I am proud to nominate Odin as our Student of the Month. He truly deserves this recognition. Mr. Tracy also says Odin has done many great things in PE this year. He's always on task and doing what he's asked to do. He's a great friend to everyone. I've heard that a couple times. He's a really good friend. I feel he is a super athletic kid who loves to do all the PE games. He has been such a pleasure to have in class. Keep it up, Mr. Tracy.
Okay, and then our staff member of the month this month is Mandy Esplin. Come on up. Okay, and I'm going to just read a few things that her coworkers said about her. Mrs. Esplin is quiet but effective in her job. Other staff members look up to her as a role model. There is not much that can get Mandy flustered. She takes changes in stride and works to support teachers and kids. I have seen her in the classroom working with students where she is patient, calm, and reassuring. Students like to be working with her because she has a positive attitude and makes them feel comfortable. The best thing about Mandy is that she loves the community and the people that she works with and brings that positive energy every day. Well-deserved honor, and I appreciate you, Mr. Pratt. Mandy Esplin is a godsend in the library. She has taken on the job of going through the morning books, looking for damage, stray bookmarks, and anything else. Once she became comfortable with doing that, she began shelving the books. She just jumped in and started doing it. At the same time, she is still keeping an eye on the students that are in the room. She is the employee of the month every day to me, from Mrs. Peterson. And I love working with Mandy Esplin. She leads a reading group and book study for students in both my red and blue classes. Mandy has a gentle, calming nature that makes her wonderful to work with. She is patient, flexible, and always willing to change gears when I need to make a quick adjustment. Whether she's taking over my reading groups so I can assess students, grading papers, or hunting down resources, she is always ready to help. Mandy is a key gear in all the moving pieces of my classroom, and she truly helps everything run smoothly. I am so grateful to have her as a colleague. From Mrs. Mendez, 3rd grade dual language. Mandy is dedicated instructional assistant, and this is the 2nd year that I've had the pleasure of working with her as part of the 3rd grade team. This recognition is truly well deserved. She is incredibly caring with our students and is always willing to step in wherever she is needed. Her support, patience, and positive attitude make a lasting impact on both of our students and on me each day. And then that was from Mrs. Durbridge. And then Courtney Lewis says, Mandy is an absolutely amazing IA, and our school is truly better because of her. She shows up every day ready to give her all, and her strong work ethic is matched only by her kind heart. No matter what the day brings, Mandy steps in with a smile and a willingness to help wherever she is needed. She never hesitates, she jumps in, supports students, and makes everything run more smoothly for everyone. And I could keep going because there's more, but congratulations.
And our volunteer of the month, Jaleesa Alcazar. You come up. Jaleesa is been a volunteer now for about a year and a half, and she's really been an incredible support. Jaleesa comes in twice a week to help in the kindergarten class. Her enthusiasm and willingness to help makes a big difference in our class. Jaleesa is a role model of kindness. She's dependable and always shows up ready to help. She notices when students are upset. Jaleesa cares for them with her patience and positivity to make them feel better. We love having her in our class. Congratulations, Jaleesa, from Miss Meza. And then Jaleesa wants to have an opportunity to work in the community. She's grown up here in Nissa and wants to give back to the community in a positive way. When she came to my office to interview for becoming a volunteer, I was so excited to meet her. The whole time I was with her, it was a pretty special experience. I asked her what she wanted to do. She said she wanted to work with the children and help them have a great experience while at school. We spent some time together exploring what that would look like. We talked about her skills and strengths. She loves music loves drumming. She's a drummer. Then I asked her if there was anything limiting her from working with the children. She said passionately, "No, I don't think so." Truly, there are no limitations that Jaleesa has. Jaleesa has volunteered on Monday and Wednesday at Nissa Elementary School since last spring. We started with her supporting Miss Van Korbach in music. Seemed like it was a pretty good fit. When Jaleesa wanted to start help with reading, she started reading with students in kinder and first grade. She also helps with math support. She also inspires other kids with sight limitations to use their tools for their better success. In the morning, she is the face and voice that students are greeted with every Monday and Wednesday as they enter the front doors of the elementary school. She greets the children with, "Glad you're here. Have a great day. Do your best." She holds her hand out for students to give her a high five. Most like just to give her a hug anyways as they come into school. Jaleesa sees the potential in students and wants them to do well. She sees her capabilities and not their limitations. She does so in a supportive and positive way. Jaleesa is full of love, compassion, and acceptance. Thank you for helping me see differently too, Mr. Pratt. That's something I wrote. And also from the help of with Sylvia, one of your best helpers, we also have all of the accommodations written for you in Braille so that you have this, that you can be able to read anytime you want. So you can remember how positive you are. Thank you.
We will now have the commendations from the Nissa Middle School.
All right, the middle school is going to recognize Olivia Fuentes if she wants to come on. So almost all of her teachers wrote something. I'm just going to select just a few of them. I have Olivia for math, and she is such a wonderful student. She is on time each day, smiling and ready to start. She asks questions and takes feedback well. Olivia is always looking to do more than is asked and never complains. She's friendly to all in her class and very respectful too. I have very much enjoyed having Olivia in my room each day this year. That was from Mrs. Dayton. Let's see, Mrs. Greenwood says, Olivia shows exceptional kindness and respect to all her peers. She is quick to encourage others, offer help, and celebrate the success of her classmates. Her positive spirit makes everyone's day better. And then finally from Mrs. Cuevas, as Olivia's teacher, it is a true joy to recognize her as NISA Middle School Student of the Month. Olivia brings a quiet strength to our classroom. She's thoughtful, kind, and incredibly diligent in her learning. She's never afraid to ask questions, not just to understand better herself, but often clarify for others too. What truly sets Olivia apart, though, is her heart. She looks out for her classmates, making sure everyone feels included and supported, whether she's helping someone with a tough assignment or offering a kind word. Olivia leads by example. I am so proud of this student and the person she is becoming. She represents the very best of what we hope to see in our school community. Congratulations.
And next, the high school.
I'd like to introduce Mr. Brennan Cutler, please, as our Student of the Month. Hey, got a couple things. Got a lot of nice things, and you're going to hear a major theme. One of the nicest human beings you're ever going to meet, and so just all you guys know this. I'm going to start with Mrs. Beck. Says Brennan doesn't know a stranger. He is so outgoing and friendly to everyone. I've rarely seen him upset or talk negatively about people. He usually just sees the good in people or the situation around him. He's also involved in many activities, but always works hard to keep his grades up. Brennan is a great young man, and I'm glad I've been able to get to know him better this year. He'll do amazing things with his life, and I'm excited to be able to watch. So that's from Mrs. Beck. Ms. Bond said this: Brennan Cutler is one of the kindest and patient students I've had the pleasure to work with. I've had the pleasure of watching him grow from a shy kid to one who has his own kind of gentle confidence that wows me. I continually appreciate his willingness to help and to learn. He's not only has a great eye for calling a volleyball game and a great tennis serve, he has a great sense of team spirit. I appreciate him sharing with people around him, including my son. He's been such a positive role model to all those around him. Brennan Cutler is a senior at NISA High School, has always stood out as an excellent leader, athlete, and friend to all. Having known Brennan for most of his life, I've had the privilege of watching him grow into the remarkable young man he is today. Someone whose kindness, character, and dedication shines in everything he does. Brennan is the kind of student who makes our school better simply by being part of it. He treats everyone with respect and compassion, and he has the natural ability to make others feel valued and included. His peers look up to him not only because of his height or athletic talent, but because of his genuine kindness he shows both on and off the court. As an athlete, Brennan gives us all, showing grit, determination, and what true teammates should look like. He's also one of the first to volunteer for stats or to line judging. A friend to all, he leads with humility, positivity, and a steady confidence that inspires those around him to make good choices. I got to read the last one from Mr. Dandis. He'd be mad at me if I didn't. So there you go. I'm going to read some more. It says, Brennan Cutler has been a huge part of our athletic department for the past 4 years. As an athletic director, Brennan has become my go-to helper for so many areas, from line judging, volleyball with Miss Reese, to running score clocks for countless games in multiple sports. He jumps in whenever is needed, rarely waits to be asked, and takes bulldog pride in doing things the right way. What stands out most about Brennan is his maturity. If there is ever a scheduling conflict, he communicates early or finds someone to cover so the event continues smoothly. That reliability has made him an important part of our game day operations, and he has earned the respect of coaches, officials, and staff. I honestly don't know what I'll do to replace him moving forward, and hopefully one day Brennan becomes an AD. Brennan has earned his recognition through serving our school and community for the past 4 years. Congrats, Brennan. Well deserved, Coach Deanna. Thank you.
I would like to offer congratulations to all of our commended individuals. It's wonderful to hear the things that you've all accomplished. If you are commended individuals and their families, if you'd like to step into the hall, you'll have your pictures taken. And please feel free to rejoin our meeting if you would like to. Next item, visiting patrons. Do we have any public comment this evening?
I'll say one real quick.
Yes.
It's
Please
nice to
introduce
have
yourself.
lights on the campus. It's been beautiful to
They look amazing.
walk
They
by
are.
in the morning and in the
Yes.
afternoon and just see the sidewalks lit up in our colors. And it's been quite nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there any other public comments? We'll move on then to our reports, our ASB report.
I don't believe she's here today.
Okay, we will have her report next. Superintendent's report then.
Perfect. Which is good. She usually steals my thunder and I ain't going after her, so this works out well for me.
You're stealing her thunder. is
Yeah,
that what you said?
absolutely. And I mean, it's what Mr. Beck said with all the lights and everything, and it just looks amazing on campus. And I want to start off saying happy holidays to everybody. The holiday season is already flying by, and it's great to see so much positive energy across our district. Our winter programs are off to a strong start. Boys basketball is 3-0. This weekend is the Calhoun tournament, which is always a major event for NISA and our community. It brings in about a few thousand people every year for 2 days, and it's just a wonderful showcase for our student, staff, and community pride. Today we posted our annual state district report cards to the district website. We will be reviewing this information more deeply with you as the board come January, but I would like the public to know that that's where they can see it. They can also go to OEE, but if you go to our website, you can see our report cards on there. On the state accountability front, application of Senate Bill 141 continues to become clearer for us. The approved list of interim district assessments is expected to be released in January, along with final details on metrics, targets, and district groupings. These changes will impact how districts are measured and how results are communicated to our community. As we look at these upcoming shifts, I'm pleased to say that NISA has already been focusing on varied areas outlined by the state for accountability, and our results show strong growth across the board. We'll continue building on the progress as we strive to maintain our standing as one of Oregon's top school districts. We also begin our mid-year academic assessments today, if the internet's working, right, elementary? As you saw, internet today was not working, but which will give us additional insight into student progress this year. Those results we'll be sharing with the board in February. So, just to let you know where we're at. And next, as usual, I'd like to invite up Mr. Murray to provide us an update on our 1C migrant education program, along with highlights from other federal programs.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. A quick report tonight in regard to the migrant program. Our migrant numbers hang steady at about 125 students, and it looks like they'll remain at that number through the end of the school year. In regard to the other federal programs, we've submitted and have approved all of our budgets for the federal programs, and we're now working on the carryover budgets, which are the monies that were not spent completely last year, and we need to re-spend them now or find another way to spend them, so we're working through those. We'll be submitting those before the end of the calendar year. In the meantime, watching what's happening, of course, with the federal government, because our funding, of course, for next year is still uncertain, so close eye on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Finally, we have several wonderful holiday events taking place this week. Actually, tomorrow at the middle school, we have a family event, hot chocolate, pitchers, and a bonfire. The elementary has their ornament day as well. And then we have winter concerts coming up this week as well. So it's just a fun, busy time for us here. Actually, I think it's the concerts this week, right? And Help Them to Hope is on Tuesday the 16th. So there's great opportunity to celebrate our students' talents and connect with families during the season. And I just want to say again, thank you to everybody and happy holidays. That's my report.
Thank you, Mr. Hawkins. Shall we move on to our financial report?
Absolutely. So good evening. Tonight I'm here to present financials for up through November 30th of 2025. In the packet that I sent you, that has been sent to you, the first report is always our general fund that we go over. I'm just going to skip to the second page of that and specifically focus on the month of November. We, as you can tell, our revenue increased quite a bit from the months of October, September, or August. And that's because most of us paid our property taxes, so that's reflected in those numbers. We had a little over 3.4 million coming in for revenue last month, and we spent a little over 2.4 million. That adds another approximately $1 million to our cumulative balance. We carry that balance, try not to spend it because we're going to spend it all in June when we have our biggest financial month of the fiscal year. So that's where we are sitting right now as of November 30th. I also always provide to you our LGIP, that's our local government investment pool statement for the month of November. That shows where we're holding our money, what went in that account, those property taxes that went in that account, the interest that we receive on that account. Following that report is the breakdown from the county of the taxes that we did receive. Not only did people pay property taxes for 25-26, but some people paid back taxes as well. So that's reflected in that report as well. The next report is our middle school bond statement. We also received a large portion of taxes in November. It brings our bond balance to a little over $339,000. We're going to spend all of that and all the rest of the taxes that we receive the remainder of the year on our next debt service payment that we will pay in June. That is for our middle school bond. We keep that money separate from our general fund money in a separate LGIP account. So I also provide that statement for you. You can see that balance. And then also provide the report from the county showing those taxes that we received last month. Following that is our food service operating statement for the month. Well, as of November 30th, our revenue for year to date has been a little bit over $365,000. Our expenditures are over $432,000. So we are currently in a deficit over $67,000 in that fund. Last month, I did not provide to you approval of the bills report because my system did an upgrade and I couldn't generate that report. So as promised, the first approval of the bills report is from October 4th through November 10th. That's the report I owed you last month. And I believe it is 12 pages. And then if you skip 12 pages, then I have the second approval of the bills report for the month of November. And that's everything from November 11th through, I ran this through December 1st. So 2 months of bills. And then the final report that I always provide is the payroll report for the month of November. This was a larger payroll month as we paid out extra duty contracts. So, are there any questions?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Do we have our ASB?
Nope, you do not.
No. Okay, we will move on to the staff report then.
Just wrap them around.
Here you go. Well, we're gonna crowd out the screen. This is very. Look, it's not working.
All right, you're, I'll stand with you.
Okay.
So this group of teachers from the elementary school, middle school, and high school, I had a big approach last year after our Malheur County ESD conference that put a little bit of a fire underneath all these people, and he said, we would like to go to La Casentia. And honestly, I did not know what they were talking about at first, and I said, let's look into it. We started looking into this conference opportunity. Matt Murray and Ryan Hawkins helped me look at the possibilities and how we could make this happen, because 12 teachers from the elementary one from the middle school and one from the high school, was a monumental effort. But we did it together, and they are going to share with you their conference experience and training of La Casentia for our dual language program.
You're gonna have to wing it, the internet's out, it says. Oh. Okay, well, I have it on my phone, so hold on, let's pull it up. Maybe. Okay, so, while we were there were so many sessions to choose from, and it was really hard to pick, but we, one of the goals we had as dual language teachers was to kind of revise, our handbook, and so, Ms. Novato and I found this, it was the 8 characteristics of a successful dual language program. And so we went, and this is from like starting from no dual language, right? And so some of these don't pertain to us, but we're there and we're like, oh, maybe this is a little more admin, but we learned a lot. And so if you can see here's our first 2. We have build knowledge and advocacy, which this was just to like, if you're trying to get a dual language program, which we already have, develop a mission and a vision, what is the end goal, and part of this goes along with the enrollment and family outreach and having an advisory, like a parent advisory board that meets with staff, with everybody. We meet together, we figure out the goal, all of those things. Adopt a program model, which we already have, is a 50-50 model, which talking to people, we'll talk further about that, was really great. And we just want to get some more family testimonials in our handbook, and this whole thing was like a roadmap of how a dual language program should run. Has a rubric on, you can grade your own, see how you guys are doing our dual language program. So this was something was good for us. We hope to bring it back so that we can work to revise our handbook. So.
Yeah, and another part of those characteristics was having a curriculum that aligns with dual language and school-wide. As we know, most of our students in our district are English language learners, migrant students, so teaching to all students, not just in the dual language, so we want a curriculum that will help align with all of the students. Additionally, having staff and professional learning plans. Most of our professional development isn't geared towards dual language specific, so I think that having a dual language program, we need and require some more dual language professional development and training, so that is something that was very important. We want to strengthen our instructional practices, and I feel that with some more professional development, we can have greater opportunities to do so. And lastly, a plan for assessment and evaluation. We want to be able to have assessments and evaluations that align in both languages and not necessarily have assessments and evaluations that are just translated over into a different language because it's not measuring the adequate information or data of students.
Okay. Any questions about those? Those are just guidance for what an effective program will look like.
Okay, so this is just a little snapshot of what we learned. We learned way more than this, but a few things. Affected by literacy instruction with literacy squared. We learned about the cross-linguistic pedagogies, which is like the different ways to teach dual language. And then leverage age-appropriate resilience with fostering a growth mindset.
And another one is how to teach writing using art and culture, leveraging students' whole linguistic repertoires to enhance their bilingualism and biliteracy development. And the last one is characteristics of a successful dual language program.
And we would love an opportunity to go back someday. It was great. We learned a lot.
Thank you.
So I had the opportunity to go to one of those sessions where I learned about the process of deciding or determining what kind of program to implement depending on, according to the area where you live in. And I learned that our model, 50-50 model, is actually one of the best programs to be in because not only it serves the community that that we have, but it also supports both languages. And also, you know, it's comparing it to programs that are in the area here. I think, according to what I learned, it's the program that is most effective for both communities, language learning communities and English learning communities, to be able to be on par with the rest of the students.
So part of what we learned as we came back was some of the things that we're doing are effective, but there's a way to hone those things that we're doing to make them sharper and giving our students even more of an opportunity to grow in their language. One of the things that became really clear was that we need to allow our students to have an opportunity to process what they're learning in their home language, whatever that language is. I think a lot of us were focused on, okay, you're in English class, so you need to use the English language, or you're in Spanish class, you need to use the Spanish language. When in actuality, what we learned at the conference was allow the students to process in their home language, whatever that is, whether it's English and Spanish or Spanish and English, and then give them the tools so they can say whatever it is they're going to say with whatever they need, whether that's a sentence frame, but so that they can produce and they can process and produce whatever it is that we're wanting them to do, which all came from being able to go to La Cosecha. I don't know that would have been clear if we hadn't. So. Who's next?
And looking forward, this experience was awesome. I never felt closer to my dual language peers. Most of the time we're stuck on one side of the hallway and we don't usually get to talk to the other people, or we're stuck in one building and I never get to talk with Brian or Raquel from the Middle Square High School. But we intend to collaborate between all K through 12 more effectively and more frequently, as often as we can. And we really want to develop our community outreach by targeting professionals and parent volunteers, not just English-speaking professionals, but we want to really outreach to those Spanish-speaking professionals and volunteers to help show the students that your Spanish is important and it is applicable in areas we don't usually see. So we really want to communicate ourselves with as many parents and volunteers as possible. And we're also working on creating those guidelines that Paola and Aaron were talking about. And this is important for us because we really want to have this process to be able to pick curriculum a little bit more effectively that's geared towards dual language and the rest of the school. That's okay.
Come on, man.
All day, these guys.
As someone who's been here for a long time now, going on my 30th year, I want to really recognize and thank the board, Mr. Hawkins, Mr. Murray, Mr. Pratt, Ms. Book, and everybody else that played a role in getting us there, and more importantly, getting us back. It was really, you know, I've never thought I know everything, and it was nice going there and learning some things that I could implement right away in my classroom, knowing that there's things that we can do better, but things that we are doing well. So it was money well spent, and I do hope we get back there. Thank you.
So as we talked about some things that we might need as a dual language program, was probably setting some time during in-service days to kind of go over as a PLC team and looking at what's called a biliteracy planner. So where I plan my portion, my teaching partner plans her portion, and we kind of figure out which standards they'll be teaching, what I'll be teaching, and what we'll be teaching together. That way we're not duplicating some of those things as all of the Common Core standards are actually being taught. And so we'd like a little bit more time to kind of look over that, especially for like reading. I think it would really benefit us. And then also, as Spanish teachers, we would like a little bit more time to kind of just connect and kind of see, you know, what are some things maybe Osvaldo's doing in his classroom that I could incorporate into, you know, my K1 classroom. So that when they get to him, you know, that way they know a little bit of his teaching style, and then maybe us just observing each other and kind of getting some ideas and strategies on how we can, you know, better serve our students. Yeah.
And then just to add to that, one thing that really set strong with me and all of us, I think, is the importance of our collaboration together. Where it says bi-weekly planning. I know for Chris and I, for example, when we got back, we're like, okay, what are we doing this week? What are we doing? How are we gonna, you know, we changed some things right away. And that, to me, is a good training. When you come back and you know, we're gonna do this differently, we're gonna keep doing this. So doing that, having a planning period, and that's up to us, right? We communicate with each other. And we learned some strategies that that help us to do that with the kids, so that it's not, okay, I'm going to Spanish class and I only talk about what I talk about in Spanish, and now I'm going to English class and I only talk about what I talk about in English. We've learned strategies, for example, using, I just forgot the name, anchor charts. So anchor charts where, let's say in English, we're learning about comparing and contrasting, and we're writing the terms, and we're writing some of our ideas, and then I pass it over to Chris, and he's doing the same thing in Spanish. He's asking the kids, what'd you learn in English? Well, they're telling him in Spanish what they learned, and they're using it with their stories that they're doing. So just planning in ways that we can just transfer back and forth, and then targeted dual language professional development opportunities. Those are, as we found, huge. I just think our confidence level, I know mine personally went way up after this training. I feel validated that we are doing some really great things, and just confident that we can take this far, and communicating that progress to our community on our plan and our success. So, and thank you once again for sending us. That was really amazing.
There's a few photos that we took while we were at La Cosecha, and just like Chelsea and Ms. Bañuelos were saying, we came back with a new renovated fire within us, and we want to continue this and develop continuously for the rest of the time we have as teachers, and the program we want to continue and build stronger. These are one of the videos of the kids dancing to a song, and they were speaking Spanish and English, and they did it so well that it inspired me to want to do this in my own classroom. So now, during my Spanish language development time, I'm having them do some of these songs that we learned over there, and hopefully it plays. We'll share it to everyone so they can see it.
We'll bring the kids and they'll entertain it.
When they do that.
Well, you guys.
Yeah, you guys just act it out.
But thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you guys.
So as the staff has mentioned, they wanted many parent volunteers, and I am one of the parent volunteers. I've been with them for 2 years as they've established themselves in this very room with different tables, right? So background, I am from Central Oregon originally. I have no name, I have no integration in this town, but I have Eastern Oregon lineage, right? My parents moved back to Baker County whenever they retired, and I knew three common things. I wanted a small town, a dual language program, and I wanted to be closer to my family, obviously. Like a freeway compared to two-lane highways is great. So my son and I are here on dual projects. He has been committed to the Boy Scouts of NISA, and he one of his merit badges is to come to a public meeting. And he has also been involved in the dual language program since we moved here. So we moved here back, I took possession of our house 5 weeks before Oregon shut down. So we had almost 2 years. We didn't know the public, we didn't know anyone, and we did online school with y'all, and we knew that there was a program here, which is why we moved here, and I've told numerous people this. And both of my children have been involved. One's in 7th grade now, and the other one's in 2nd grade going on to 3rd grade. I do not speak Spanish fluently at all, but I know it's important. I've traveled the world. I was an exchange student in high school. I understand that, here's the thing. We have a point where we can be a catalyst in a public school to catapult a dual language program
that we can provide for not only our migrant program, for our students to excel, to not think that they're just stuck in a small town. Like, I grew up in a small town, but you all get where I'm coming from, right? So thank you all, seriously, for committing yourselves to this program, committing yourselves to the students when we didn't have anything backed up, you know, and really, like, going forward. 11 years, y'all, and now we're sending our team to our first conference, you know, and I'll have to, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm also part of the site committee, which helped commit the last of the money to get all K through 12 there. Like, and that was a portion of it that needed to happen. And I was ready for that, and I'm ready to continue. When I went to the meeting this last time compared to last year, the enthusiasm, like their passion, and not only that, but like they all know what they're doing. They just needed that fire, they needed that support in this day and age. Because there's not much curriculum out there for a dual language program, and we sent them to somewhere that provided that for them, and I'm so glad that we did. I am so glad. I'm not only glad that the elementary school has done what they've done, but we've incorporated the middle school and the high school, because that is one thing that I know that's been lacking, you know, and regardless of what it is, now they're integrated, just like the dual language program can continue in this community. And I'm serious, y'all, like, let's get it. Sorry, thank you.
So, wait, sorry, go Nissa.
Nissa strong.
Go Ducks.
Right? I have a lot of energy. Y'all saw me at the Christmas parade, I'm just saying.
So just like one of our pillars of our goals was to invest in our teachers and staff. And thank you for that investment.
Do we have any questions from the board to our dual language teachers? I have one question. What does la cosecha mean?
The harvest.
The harvest.
I have a question.
Yeah.
One of the things, I mean, all of these teachers have taught my children, and I very much appreciate you. They're a great group of people. One thing that happens when they leave the elementary school is some of them get kind of, do we continue on the path? Do we divert? And one thing I've talked to Mr. Cisneros about, and I'd love to see if there's any possibility, is to have some type of end celebration to the process. Once they get into high school, they can't continue quite at the same level that they've been continuing through middle school and elementary school. But I would love to have some type of end process where some of these kids get to experience some of the culture that comes from speaking Spanish. And the majority of people that live in this are from Mexico. And I would love for these kids to have an opportunity to experience that culture. And so I don't know what that would take, but I would be highly supportive of that.
Can I add something?
I was gonna say, I think you just got on our parent advisory board,
Yeah.
so.
And I'll add, we met authors down there, we met cool people down there. And actually I started communicating with a couple of them because I think that would be perfect to have them come to us. And just, they're amazing. Even in their books, I read one to my kids today. They're translanguaging, which basically means you're using both languages, you're integrating both languages. And they do it within their literature. And it's pretty cool. But you just made me think of the amazing people that we met there that could come.
We'll celebrate that.
Yeah.
The ideas are popping. We got a lot of stuff going.
Yeah.
And, you know, Mr. Cisneros and I have talked quite a bit about, like, why couldn't we figure out a way for all these kids that have done it the whole time to make a trip to Mexico to do something? Like, it would be phenomenal.
I can take a
Anyways, thank you all.
It is wonderful to get all of these ideas, you know, into your minds to start working on. And it would be great to have a report again towards the end of the year to see how you've managed to coalesce everything. Are there any other questions or comments from the board? so much. It's exciting.
And thank you for your support. Honestly, thank you.
Do you have an ASB president? Right, then we will move ahead to the consent agenda. Do we have any comments on the consent agenda? Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Do I hear a second?
Maribel seconds.
I like the way you did that. All right, we have a motion to accept the consent agenda made by Johnny Baloo and a second made by Maribel. So all those in favor, signify by raising your hand. All those opposed, motion carries. New business is the next item on the agenda. The August 2025 policy updates, final reading.
Yes. So tonight, we're bringing forward the policies we've been discussing since October, September, October, November, August. Anyway, forever and ever. And so I want to provide a few brief highlights as we make our final review this evening. As you can see, they are actually separated out. We do a bulk one, but there's been a lot of conversations and rewrites in there. I wanted us as a board, or you guys as a board, to vote on them separately to ensure that it encapsulates what your feedback was and what you guys want for them. I'd like to just highlight the second one on there, IGB-AB-R/JO-AR. So the version that I have, there's two versions in there. The first version reflects the recommended edits from OSBA, primarily updated pronoun use to ensure that language is inclusive and consistent with our current legal and best practice standards. These changes are editorial in nature and do not alter the intent of the policy as we discussed in our study session on Monday. And so rather they just clarify and modernize the wording on it. So you'll see that in there. My recommendation is that first policy that reflects OSBA's. The second one on there is IKF, is on the graduation requirements, specifically around the issuance of diplomas for veterans. Based on the feedback from OSBA and our conversation on Monday, the policy now reads the district will issue a high school diploma to a veteran pursuant to Oregon law. Made it simplifies it, it's not redundant anymore, and I think that encapsulates what you guys were discussing on Monday and what OSBA recommends as well. So you'll see those edits in there. And then other than that, my recommendation is to approve these policies separately. We did remove the policy with the board stipend. That is a discussion that I think we need to discuss more in our study session, those things, so you won't see that on those updates. And then other than that, that's any other questions I'd love to answer before we decide to take action.
Do we have any questions or comments on the policies that we've reviewed and discussed at our work session? I do like Mr. Hawkins' idea of approving the policies separately. So, do I hear a motion?
So are you saying we want a motion, 9 motions?
Yeah. 9 different votes, essentially. To the
So I have moved that we adopt policy BBEA budget committee as revised.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved by Dustin and seconded by Donnie to approve the DVEA Budget Committee policy as revised. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. All opposed? Motion carries.
So I'll also move that we adopt policy IGBAB/JO-AR, except my motion is that we do not approve it with the removal of
Option 2. You can just say option 2.
So I didn't see a second version in the binder.
It's there.
I've got the first version. Is it right after the
Yeah.
first version?
Yes.
Is it stapled to the
It's,
first?
it says it right on your thing, there, option 2.
Maybe I missed it in your language.
No, he has it, I can see it.
No, it's right there.
Oh, no, it is right there.
Yeah.
Alright, I skipped over it. Okay. I move that we adopt option 2 of IGBAB/JO-AR.
I second that.
Okay, it's been moved by Dustin and seconded by Nick to adopt policy IGBAB/JO/AR, the educational records of students with disabilities management. As revised, version 2, excuse, thank you. Version 2, all those in favor, signify by raising your hand. All opposed, motion carries. Do I hear a motion on item, the third one? IIA.
Yeah, I can go through them all.
I don't know, you already have to do that, that's fine.
I move that we adopt policy IIA, instructional resources, instructional materials, deleting the current adopted, proposed.
Sorry.
That's supposed to be
Yeah,
adopted.
current, adopt, proposed.
Adopt, proposed, okay.
I second.
It's been moved by Dustin and seconded by Susie to adopt policy IIA, instructional resources, instructional materials. All those in favor, signify by raising your hand. All opposed? The motion carries.
And move that we adopt policy IIAAR, instructional materials selection. No, sorry, that we delete policy IIA-AR, instructional materials selection.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved by Dustin and seconded by Donnie to delete section IIA-AR instructional materials selection. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. All opposed, motion carries.
And I move that we adopt policy IKF, graduation requirements.
Second.
It's been moved by Dustin and seconded by Jasmine. Oh, by Nick. I knew it was from down
Who puts
here.
his name on this one?
All of us. Just trying to get through.
Yeah, right.
Okay. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. All those opposed? Motion carries.
I move that we delete the current JHCA immunization, school sports participation, concussions, and other brain injuries policy, and adopt the proposed.
I second.
It's been moved by Dustin and seconded by Maribel to delete the current JHCA immunization, school records, participation, concussions, and other brain injuries policy, and adopt the proposed. All those in favor, signify by raising your hand. All opposed? Motion carries.
Good job.
Next policy.
move that we adopt policy JHCA/JHCB. All right, I've got to have that one explained to me. So we're removing double coding.
Yeah, they separated them out, so they're not one inclusive policy now. So they've revised JHCA as its own.
So since we just adopted that one as a 6, we really just need to adopt the approval of JHCB as its own, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so moved.
Do I hear a second on that motion?
I'll second.
It's been moved by Dustin and seconded by Johnny to adopt policy JHCB. All those in favor, please have by raising your hand. All opposed, motion carries.
And this next one is just a repeat, but it's a double coded, so it's just, that makes sense.
So we still need to approve it. So it's breaking out on its own. Okay.
Well, it's the same, it's double coded, so it's in 2 sections of the policy handbook.
So this is the other section.
Yeah, the others. Yeah, because this is the records request portion of that, right? Okay. So I move that we adopt policy JO-IGBAB-AR educational records/records of students with disabilities management.
Okay, do I hear a second on that motion?
I'll second.
It's been moved by Dustin and seconded by Donnie to approve JO-IGBAB-AR educational records of students with disabilities management. All those in favor signify by raising your hand. All opposed, motion carries.
And then move that we adopt policy JOA directory information.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved by Dustin and seconded by Donnie to adopt policy JOA directory information. All those in favor, raise your hand. Any opposed? Motion carries. That was a long ordeal.
Pretty good, good job.
That brings us to the SIA grant budget agreement.
All right, Mr. Hawkins asked that I present this. So in our work session last week, we were all given the 28-page grant agreement for SIA, which stands for Student Investment Act. It's been a couple months, weeks, maybe years that we've actually really gone over details, and so I wanted to do kind of a thorough review as we have new board members of what actually SIA is. Our Student Investment Act continues to be a major state investment in improving outcomes for Oregon students. For the 25-27 biennium, the Nissa School District will receive SIA grant funding, and that begins July 1st of 2025 and has an expiration date of September 30th of 2027. But what is SIA and what's the purpose of the grant? Well, the SIA grant is intended to support meeting students' mental and behavioral health needs, increasing academic achievement for all students, and reducing academic disparities for student groups who have historically experienced inequitable outcomes. They prioritize students in student groups, specifically economically disadvantaged students, students from racial or ethnic groups that have historically experienced academic disparities, students with disabilities, English language learners, students experiencing homelessness, students in foster care, or any other student identified by the State Board of Education as having historical academic disparities. So how will Nissa School District use our SIA funds? And we've gone over this a couple months ago, I think, Mr. Hawkins did, but we use our funds to support key student service positions that include school counselors, student nurse,
SRO, an SSPS that we all know is Student Safety and Prevention Supervisor, our Student Success and Community Outreach Coordinator. We also support some teaching positions in our district that helped eliminate, or not eliminate, but reduce class sizes, which helps strengthen instructional support in our district. We provide wellness snacks for students to support student health and their readiness to learn at the district. We'll use the funds to maintain our social and emotional learning curriculum, also known as SEL, across all grade levels, district-wide. And also use these funds to enhance and diversify instructional and enrichment opportunities to increase student involvement in non-athletic activities throughout our district. So the grant agreement, this 28-page document, here's the highlights. It starts July 1st, 2025. We have until September 30th of 2027 to use these funds. We must use the funds within the window, and it's aligned with approved SIA plans and reporting requirements. We've already submitted our plans to the state for approval. So what does all this mean? Well, we're discussing, acknowledging what these funds are, how we're going to spend them, ensuring that we're aligned with what we're saying with the state we're going to spend them on. It's preparing us, well, we're already halfway through the year, but it's also preparing us for next year and how we're spending these funds next year, as this is a grant agreement over the biennium. So that's what this is. I'm gonna ask if we have to open it up for public comment or questions, if you guys have questions. And it is an action item that is required in order for us to receive the funds. Action item, to approve the grant agreement. It's kind of a big overview.
I do have a question. You know, so many things that we, grants and funds that we get, they always ask for a measurement to show that, you know, it's actually helping. So I'm just asking you, how are we measuring?
So if you remember back in, I think it was August, September when we went over that, and I shared with our goals, but I also shared that there's a five-year where the LGIPs, right, the longitudinal growth per, anyway, we had all of those goals on there, and then we set those benchmarks, and we're hitting every single goal on there for its attendance, 9th grade on-track graduation, ELA, math. Gosh, I can't remember. There's a 5th one on there. But so we have on there we're accountable for as well. And so that, like I said, and I would be more happy to share that with the board again in January when we go over our interim assess or our report card. But that's how we're held accountable to those things. So, because that's the question: is it working? There's, as you see in our grant, we're getting, when all said and done, about $4.3 million, right? And so that's what the community wants to know: is that investment working? So, yep.
And I will ask the question, and this is just from a personal question that I have. You know, we do all of these things to help our students be able to manage their lives better and to, you know, be able to learn and to function after they get out of school. Do we do any type of measurement on our students, say 2, 3, 4, 5 years after they're out, to see if what we've taught them has really, what we've provided has really been effective? I mean, I'm just curious. I'm big on the outcomes. I've been reading, folks.
It's not something currently we track, and what that would look like and how we track it. They used to say, you know, how many of our students went to a secondary school, a color school, but it didn't really track outside of Oregon, and so that was an issue with it. But I would actually love a conversation with, like, what do we measure success at years 3 and 4? Are do they have a career? You know, those kind of things. I'd love to follow up and do that and give that to the public. But so that's where I need feedback from you guys. What does our community see is what we want to measure.
I mean, I'm just curious about that. I would just suggest that a good possibility is student classes have 5, 10, 15, 20-year reunions. You know, it's just, if know when those occur, because we all know students in certain groups. You can just ask, because they do kind of track their, their fellow students.
You have one this summer that I know is coming up, right? That's the 50 year? What's one this summer?
Yeah. It would be really interesting for Noble to find out from his classmates.
That's what I'm saying.
How the education of 60 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, he will tell you that it didn't teach you how to push a button to turn on a computer.
That's true. Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
But with that, Pat, if there's nothing else, it is a action item that I would ask the board to pass, please, so we can receive the funds.
Do we have any other questions for Crystal or for?
Is it SIAA?
SIA,
Oh, okay.
Student Investment.
I make a motion to adopt the SIAA budget agreement.
Granted.
You
Or
ever
we-
public comment chance? Have you ever got a public comment chance yet, or is that what we're supposed to do?
Yeah, we can have it open for public comment, but it's on there, so it's.
Well, I thought we were talking about it. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, I second.
All of that?
Yeah.
Okay, it's been moved by Maribel and seconded by Donnie to approve or to accept the SIA grant budget agreement as presented. All those in favor, signify by raising your hand. All opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. Okay, the next item is the board report, our work session meeting on January 5th at 6 o'clock. That's that's 2026, you know. It's after Christmas. I would like to just remark that there are several events, concerts, athletic events coming up, plus Christmas break or holiday break. So I'd like to wish you all a happy holidays. Any other comments from the board? Hearing none, this meeting is adjourned.